Counterfeit Intelligence Podcast. Boom. Oh shit.
Howdy, everybody.
Welcome
Welcome
we're
back.
keeping that. All
You're
right.
fucking right, we're keeping that.
Okay.
That's great. It keeps them engaged right off the rip. Oh shit! What do you say? Oh shit! To rewind it. You can't. It's the first second in the fucking video.
True. There's not much more.
Who are we?
I'm Skylar.
I'm John.
We are a podcast
We-
called
The Counterfeit Intelligence Podcast.
That Is the One.
Yeah.
The one and only.
The one and only. We've checked. We killed them all. The competitors, they're dead. Can't find them.
Yeah. How was your week, John?
Fucking lots of driving.
Yeah.
I went up to fucking Fargo and Grand Forks in North Dakota, and it's a long drive. It's 6 hours from my house. It's a long drive, a boring drive too. You're on fucking one road the whole way, give or take.
Why'd you go all the way out there?
Some people I know, childhood friend was up there. I went to go visit them, and we went and they got a range up there, so we shooting some guns and shit, and it was cool. But I could only be there for 2 days. It was 2 partial days because I had to drive up there and drive back. I had a exam on Friday, so I couldn't fucking drive Friday. Because then I would have gotten up there at like 11 o'clock at night. But yeah, family friend, and she got engaged the weekend prior. Her and her fiance now, so that was cool.
Nice.
Other than that, yeah, we hung out in those areas. We shot some guns and we had some good food at this German place called Wiener Roaster or something. I don't know.
Wiener roaster?
I don't remember what
Hell
it's called.
yeah.
So something. It was good though.
Something roasting wieners.
It was good. They had like sausages and like Bavarian fucking pretzels. Like we got this appetizer, right? And it was just this fucking pretzel that was like a foot and a half long.
Mm-hmm.
We got beer cheese dip. And then we got marshmallow fluff dip also.
Whoa.
Yeah, that was surprisingly very good on a pretzel.
Yeah.
The salty and the sweet was fucking delicious. So yeah, no.
Was it one of the like big bready ones, or was it like
I was one of them big bready ones, not one of
Okay.
the real scrawny ones.
the crunchy ones?
Yeah, the ones. Yeah. And then I had a then we all decided to get. He got the fiance of my friend got a fucking a sandwich of some kind. It was like a pulled pork sandwich, some kind of thing. But her and I got these sausages, and they call them sausages on the menu, but they're brats. They come on the bun and everything. They put a bunch of toppings. I had it was an elk brat with beef and cheddar on it.
Fancy.
Yeah, it was fancy. I feel bad because she ended up saying, "Oh, put everything on my tab." And we're like,
Oh wow.
"Oh," and I'm like, "Oh, I would have got something not fucking that. I was prepared to buy that."
Yeah.
Oh, that was $18 for a fucking brat.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So I felt a little bad. I'm like, "Oh shit." I would have got just the regular jalapeno and cheddar brat instead.
Yeah.
They put like legitimate peppers and like sauerkraut on it. Like there were jalapenos on the top as well as inside of it. So I took the first bite. I'm like, ha, because they left the seeds and shit on the jalapenos. And I don't know what it is with the jalapenos, but sometimes they
get you.
yeah, and sometimes they don't. Like the day before, I had a jalapeno popper burger, wasn't spicy at all. I was disappointed. So
You made up for it.
I fucking yes, I did. That shit was really hot.
Yeah.
How was your weekend?
My weekend, pretty not interesting. I'd say that much. Didn't do a lot. The only thing that really came out of the weekend is that I may be getting my first tattoo relatively soon, depending on the price.
Very excellent.
Mhm.
Very excellent. What
So
you
you'll
gonna
have
get?
I'm gonna get some kind of tree on my foot, kinda like near my foot. You'll figure it out.
Here, let's use our boy here as an
Oh, yeah.
example.
Yeah, okay, right here. If you're not watching the video, it's right in this area.
Behind the microphone?
Yeah, right there. No, right down in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, above that one and
Just
below
above
that
the,
one.
the
Yeah.
ankle bone, just above the ankle bone.
Yeah,
The bump, the lump on the foot with the ankle joint be where you can like bend it. The foot
Mhm.
wrist.
Yep.
It's on the foot wrist. You get in a tree.
True.
Yeah.
Above my foot wrist.
Above the foot wrist.
So once I get that, you guys will get to see it. And my toes, I suppose.
The dogs.
Yeah, dude, I'll let the dogs out of their cage.
Oh. Ooh. Ooh.
Whoa, John. We can't spend money on royalties.
I was an owl. I don't know what you're talking about.
A rhythmic
A
owl.
melodic owl. I suppose we should introduce our special guests.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we got two special guests. You may have seen them out and about
Hiding around.
in the distance.
Yep. Creeping.
They creeping because they're creepy. This
Yeah.
is Skelly Belly. For those of you who can't see this shit, too bad. This is.
He's a skeleton, dude.
You won't be able to see our decorations. This is Skelly Belly. He's a skeleton. Little skeleton dude, head ass, alien skeleton, head ass.
Yeah.
And this is Gabagool. I won him in a Walmart vending machine. I don't know what he is, but he is gay as hell.
Oh, man. All right. Today, we've prepared
A theme.
Yeah, a theme.
Because it's spook season and we're
Yep.
getting creepy. Last week was also spook season, but we wasn't creepy. Well, dictators are kind of
Yeah.
mass genocide's a little spooky, I guess.
Uh-huh.
To some people, not us here in the United States, of course.
Oh, man.
Keeping with the theme, things are going to get spookier.
Yep. That's true.
Medieval torture devices.
We're making them not so medieval today.
Bringing them to the modern age, baby. We'll tell you a little bit about the original device and then our own improvements on the devices.
Yep.
Yep.
That's the plan.
Yo,
I'll go first.
yeah, you got the first one, I suppose.
My first torture device is Chinese water torture.
What is Chinese water torture?
Chinese
Skylar?
water torture is where they would strap you to a table and they'd slowly drip cold water, just individual drops of cold water, right onto your forehead, over and over and over again. And the lack of stimulus, besides just being smacked in the head with a drop of water, was supposed to drive you insane and keep you from sleeping and whatnot. In the modern age, I propose we take whoever we're trying to torture and we just put them in a car wash that's on all day for like a week.
Just
You
lock
know?
them in there?
Yeah, dude.
They're not strapped to nothing.
No.
They don't
But
have to go through the devices.
They can try and avoid it, but the whole room's the car wash. You know, like
Yeah.
they're gonna get wet. They're gonna get slapped around. A little bit of that like foam for your car all up in their crevices.
Getting their eyes stinging them.
Yeah. I
For a
don't think it-
week.
Yeah, like weeks at a time. You know, solitary confinement, but it's a car wash.
You get the noises too, and the very brief bit of silence between the dry cycle and the next wet cycle. That very brief,
Yeah.
fleeting.
Little jingle playing, like some car wash music, elevator music. Well, yeah, you get it.
Some Creed.
All right.
All
You're
right.
up.
My turn. Well, first I want to say this about Chinese water torture. It wouldn't work on me because I was a bedwetter. I'm immune. Take that, CCP. Checkmate. All right. Mine is bamboo torture. For those of you who do not know what bamboo torture is, during World War II, Japanese soldiers would take American POWs, lay them out on the ground on their backs, tie them down to fucking sticks, and they would plant little baby bamboo underneath them. And the little baby bamboo would grow because it's one of the fastest growing plants. Bamboo's a grass, technically, not a tree. And it's a grass, and it grow real fast, and it would grow up and through the body of that person. Now, what I have decided to do to bring this into the modern age, we have a lot of people that are anti-gay. To be very clear with you, I'm not gay, but my buddy Gabagool here is, so I must protect him. We will take the gay haters, and instead of laying them on the backs, we'll stand them upright, tie them to shit, and have the bamboo grow up through their anus, thus giving them gay pleasures for several days before piercing their intestines and killing them with their own feces.
Wow. Oh my.
Alternatively, we remove them before that happens, but they got so used to having a stick in their butt that they is now gay. It's conversion therapy.
They're okay with the gays now.
Yeah.
They're like, wow.
I understand.
Yeah.
Hands-free ejaculation. I understand now.
Okay.
You will find a theme for my fucking devices here moving forward.
My second one is called the breaking wheel.
Mm.
It's basically just a wheel that they'd tie you to, and then they'd roll you around. You know, whether it be down a hill, pulled by horses, and slowly over time you'd like be smashed against the ground, bones would start to break, and then you'd pass away, right?
Okay.
But that's kind of lame.
I
you know?
agree. Wheels are stupid.
No, it's not the wheel part. It's just we could make it more entertaining. So I propose we attach the people we're trying to torture to the wheels of monster trucks, you know, and we put on a show.
Monster Jam.
Yeah, Monster Jam, but with bodies instead of rubber tires. You know?
That would really give credit to Gravedigger's name.
True.
Hmm.
He'd fill several graves after the show.
4 at least.
Yeah, bring back the Coliseum. Monster trucks.
I agree.
Yeah.
Monster Truck Coliseum, baby. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
What's the next one on that list there?
It's yours.
Oh, the Pair of Anguish. A lot of controversy around this device because they don't know if it was used for legitimately like harvesting fruit, or if they used it as, I should describe what it is. It's pear-shaped, but it's hollow on the inside and it opens, like it expands. Like if you were to close your hand, like you making like a mouth with your hand, like a
alligator.
Yeah, and then you
Shadow
open it. It
puppet,
opens. It opens like that, and with like a spring or like a key
crank,
that you
yeah.
turn. Yeah, yeah. And what you would do is shove it into any orifice you desire.
Belly button.
Belly button, butthole, mouth, vagine,
In your ear.
in your ears. I didn't even think of that. And you would open it up inside of the person as a form of torture. I could see a lot of people into BDSM using this as a form of training, but I mean, they didn't have that kind of shit back in the day, I guess. It was all torture. Anything that wasn't missionary sex was a sin. Anyhow, I have proposed that we, using modern day technology of miniaturization, we will shrink this device down and use it to stretch the pee hole. That's way more painful than it being fit in a butt. Ask Gabagool.
Oh man. Does that mean it would like stretch out your pee hole?
Yeah.
And then when you pee, it would just be like, oh.
It would just fall out of you.
Yeah.
It would turn you into a bedwetter because you couldn't hold it back. So prolonged distress and psychological damage.
Would it make you girthier though? You know.
No.
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 All right. The next one is flaying. Flaying is you're just removing skin from the person while they're still alive. I propose.
We do that with fish.
Yeah, but it was humans. You know, that's what they do.
Mer people.
We take away their mer abilities and turn them into regular people with this
Like
technique.
in Little Mermaid?
Yeah, we flay the shit out of
Oh,
her.
shit.
No, cheese grater tube slide.
Excuse me.
Yeah, that is what we're doing. We're bringing it into the new age. You put them at the top of a hill. This tube is a slide that you will go down. However, it's got the little holes of a cheese grater all up and down this bitch. So as you go down, it just turns you into shredded cheese.
Jesus. Oh my god. Did you get the inspiration for that from our fucking time at Valley Fair? Those fucking like vertical drop slides that we went on?
Potentially.
Potentially.
That would be one way to do it.
Okay,
you know?
yeah. And the water can clean the system at the same time.
Yeah, it would carry you right along.
You have
lose parts of
disinfectant
your
in the
body.
water.
Yeah. Keeps
Make
you
them go
alive
several times.
until they tell you what you want to hear. Or if they can't tell you anything at all.
Grab the next person. Jesus Christ. Cheese grater tube slide. All right. Next item on the list is mine. I don't own this.
Liar.
I'll never tell. It's called the rack. Person's laid down on this rack, hence the name the rack. And the rack can lengthen itself through cranks and pulleys.
Yep.
It'll open and it will get longer. What you do is you tie a person's hands and feet to each corner of the rack while they're on it, and you crank that shit, soldier boy, and it fucking pulls them, stretches them. There's a stretcher, but not the kind that the hospitals. It's a rack. I have proposed that instead of making a table, because tables are stupid and lame, that and a good chunk of the nation is forklift certified. What we shall do instead is we will have 2 forklifts. One forklift will be holding the person down, or they will be attached their feet onto the tines, and they will be like lowered, while simultaneously the forklift will attach to the person's hands going upwards. So it be 2 forklifts, and they go be moving their tines in opposite direction with the person tied to both of them.
So you just took the rack and flipped it.
Yeah, made it vertical and added forklifts, because forklifts can lift things as really heavy, probably heavier than a fucking table can stretch.
That's probably true.
So much more effective. Plus, his forklifts and forklifts are fun.
Your forklift certified.
Ish.
It expired.
Well, so okay. We are taking a break from the medieval torture devices. Okay. We are at about the halfway point, I suppose. The majority of the people in this country who drive forklifts aren't actually certified. They're safety certified for the company that they work at, but they don't actually have a forklift certification card.
Oh.
That
so you're a fraud.
I didn't say anything about myself. I'm just saying I was certified to drive a forklift. That's all I'm saying.
Very nice. The next one's actually yours as well. So
shit. What is it? Crucifixion. Oh yeah. What did I write? Oh, okay. Yeah, this one's pretty good. All right. So crucifixion is when you tie or nail a person to a cross-shaped post.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like our Lord and Savior Jesus. And basically, they just kind of be let there to just like sit and kind of rot.
Well, doesn't it suffocate them?
Yeah, I heard that too. Like over time, not
your muscles fatigue.
Yeah, your muscles you fall forward and you squeeze your diaphragm or whatever the fuck. You compress your lungs in some way and you would suffocate. Yeah, that's over time, so it's slow. The birds would come by and peck at you and eat you and shit. And Of course, with our Lord and Savior Jesus, they used a stick and they poked them, and then they caught the blood in a cup, and then they drank the blood. Wait, I'm remembering that wrong.
I think
Were vampires in Jerusalem?
That's a good question. If anybody knows if there were vampires in Jerusalem, please leave it in a comment anywhere
on the internet.
Oh. Probably not just like on Reddit. That won't help us.
Spread misinformation.
That's an option too, I suppose. How are you modernizing crucifixion?
Easy peasy. We already have billboards all over the freeways. And we will just crucify people by stapling them to these billboards.
Okay.
Staples are more secure than nails. Probably. You ever staple paper together? What comes apart first? Fucking paper, not the staple, I'll tell you that much. You ever nailed 2 wood together? What comes apart first when you're trying to... The nail does.
Okay.
And what is paper if not just wood? Boy, it's small. I'm going on a tangent here. Anyway, we're stapling them to billboards, and we're going to list their crimes next to them on the billboards as a form of law enforcement propaganda. Do not break these laws, or you will end up like this poor person on the billboard,
Yeah.
or tax fraud, or whatever.
I like it.
And if they were pedophiles, we'd staple them by their cock to the billboard.
That's it.
That's it.
Just the cock.
And then just hang there. There's a wind. No, change that. We're gonna staple their cock to a fucking, what is it? Flagpole. And so when there's a breeze, you know, and say it would be a little too windy and things are dislodged, there's a tear, problem solved. They can't fuck kids anymore.
You hear that?
Win-win.
Breeze? We're coming for you.
Is the next one also mine?
No, next one's mine.
Okay.
It's called keel hauling.
Ahoy.
Yeah, the word keel hauling doesn't sound like it means anything, but what it does mean is that they would attach people to the side of old boats. They'd drag you through the water, and you'd sustain damage by slamming into the boat or being cut up on the barnacles on the boat, right? In the modern day, we've made boats a lot faster and more fun. So I propose we make people wakeboard without the wakeboard. You tie them to a rope, you throw them behind the boat, and you go really fast. And the goal is just to make that body hit the wave and go flying in the air, slamming into the water, and then you do that shit again.
It sounds like fun, actually.
Yeah, until it's not.
No such thing. They did that shit with horses in the Wild West. They tie them to a horse and let them go, and they bounce off the ground.
Yeah, but now we have waking technology, right? We can make fucking waves.
You mean
that
fucking
fucking just
into water?
throw them into the air, 10 feet up.
Sounds like it'd be fun for a little bit.
Yeah, I agree.
What's the next one?
My next one
Nice.
is called Ling Chi, otherwise known as Death by 1,000 Cuts.
Oh.
Right? So they'd give you a little cut, give you another little cut, and they'd keep doing that until you died. Very small cuts, very painful, that kind of deal. We have more modern cutting tools nowadays. I happen to own some of them. Okay? I propose we use a router that you'd use to, like, cut wood or whatever to just carve intricate designs into the people, you know, while they're still alive. It'd be a little bit more interesting than just a little cut here and there. It's
detail their sins in a tattoo of death.
Perfect, but just chunks of flesh being ripped from their body. As a fucking titanium high-speed steel blade spins at 30,000 reps like a minute and just clears the flesh right out of there. Mickey Mouse design, just right in the shoulder, you know, whatever.
It would be a Mickey Mouse. Let's be honest. The first time it were ever to be actually used, someone's drawing a penis on somebody.
Yeah, dude, just carving a penis into him. It's not going to kill you, but it's going to hurt a lot. And after there's enough penises carved into your flesh, you'll die.
Jesus Christ. I'm worried for myself. Mine are more fun.
Oh, my next one is elephant trampling. I guess they used to have elephants just step on people. But I think we should change it up, right?
Elephants are endangered anyway.
Yeah, we don't need to harm an elephant, right? We're not trying to harm the person that has harmed others. So I propose a gang of pogo stick users just hopping up and down on a person. Like 7 of them. Turn it into a spectacle.
Jesus Christ. Have you ever been hit and like stepped on by a pogo stick before?
I used a pogo stick like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
I could be one of the people jumping on other people.
Yeah, but have you been stepped on by a pogo stick?
No,
like
but
your
I
feet?
imagine it wouldn't feel great.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never known anybody to get stepped on by a pogo
Because it's
stick.
hard to do that, first of
Well,
all.
we had a pogo stick, and we would try, me and the neighbor kids and my brother, we would try to.
Jump on each other?
Yeah, but we never could do it.
Well, the pogo sticks that we're using, they'll be able to do it, you know. They've been training for this. They're the black ops of
Pogo sticking. The bounces, Mason. What do they mean?
Right, I'm going to let you go because I've done 3 and then I've got one last.
But this one is also yours.
I know.
Fuck. You want me to do mine then?
Yeah, just go yours and we'll go back up.
But it's out of order.
God damn it. John.
All right, I have the Iron Maiden, which, by the way, is argued to have even actually existed as a form of torture. But essentially, what the fucking premise of the thing was is it was a closet. You get locked in the closet, but there's like spikes and nails all over. So you have to stand in one place in the closet. And when you get tired and you lean, you get stabbed, in any direction that you choose to lean. It's quite painful. So this is another form of conversion therapy meant for the gay haters. We will lock them inside, but instead of spikes, it's just 100 glory holes.
Oh, so passersby
can just stick their wang in there, and then they will drown by bukkake.
Wow.
Instead of the Iron Maiden, it'll be the Rock Hard Man.
Oh, man. Okay. And then our final one is called the lead sprinkler. This is where they used to take molten lead and put it through like a light bulb shaped thing with a bunch of holes in it and like shake it around you, like pepper you real nice with hot molten lead. Lay it on your flesh, you'd burn a bit, you'd be like, ow! That was the way that we did it. Bringing it into the modern age, I don't want to waste metal, right?
Especially lead. We need it for bullets.
We need to use our lead like for paints, things of that nature.
Yeah, snacks.
Snacks.
Pipes.
Pipes. All the classic uses for lead.
Gasoline.
The one thing we have an abundance of here in this country, corn syrup. And we have an ungodly amount of corn syrup. It's in everything. Everything. Including you.
Lots of it.
We can heat that shit up, pour it on people. It would have the same effect. And it'd be a lot cheaper. You could put so much more corn syrup on a person than lead. That's my innovation.
And then when it cools down, you can lick it and still taste it.
Turn it into a candy for the street urchins.
Street urchins. Jesus Christ. You mean homeless people?
You can call them whatever you want.
Street urchins. Okay.
Yeah,
that was it.
Yeah, that was it.
End of the podcast. Goodbye, everybody.
It's half as long as it usually is, but
yeah,
we went kind of fast.
We did go really fast. Maybe we should have picked more, but there wasn't that many that we were running into.
No,
it
was just
mostly
a lot
the
of
same.
repeats.
Yeah, most of the same shit. Although I had thought of one. What about drawing and quartering? Yeah.
Oh,
or they get
okay.
they tie your limbs a foot, a hand,
Yeah.
to different horses, 4 horses.
Okay.
And they would all run in an opposite direction and pull you apart like a Lego character.
I've got my idea.
Okay.
You want me to go?
Well, no, let me finish mine.
Okay.
Instead of horses, because we don't use horses anymore,
Yeah.
and cars would just be stupid. What if we use excavators? And they all would like spin in a different direction.
Oh, there you go.
You tie them to the excavator and they go.
Alternatively, you could just like have one excavator and one really long rope and just spin the person until centrifugal force takes it over and like
Stretches.
stretches them out.
That's how we make people taller.
drowns their brain or whatever. That was sad. Anyway, my version of the quartering would be, let's use more exotic animals. The technology hasn't existed for us to like gather certain kinds of animals, but in this day and age, we can capture whales. Put them in fucking tanks.
Okay.
Right? We got 4 whales. We're attaching you to their tails, and they're gonna swim in opposite directions. Pour some chum in the water in each corner. Just let them go.
I don't think whales are attracted to chum.
Shut the fuck up. Sure they are. They're hungry. We starve them first, like we do most laboratory animals.
Whales eat krill.
Then fucking the chum is krill. It wasn't a hard hurdle to jump over, right? We make them hungry. We tie it to 4 whales. We krill the corners.
Okay, I got one. You know the rat one, where
Oh,
they lock
yeah.
you in a box or something with rats, and the rats will just eat you
Yeah.
or something like that. I got an alternative.
Okay.
Instead of rats, we cover you with iPhones and we release you into a monkey pen. Because monkeys like to steal iPhones, but the iPhones are super glued to your body, gorilla glued to your body, and when the monkeys go to steal it, it
Dramatic.
tears
Yeah.
chunks of flesh off.
What if we give a bunch of squirrels nuts and the only place for them to hide them is burying them in your flesh?
Jesus Christ.
I'm good at this.
What if we plant a bee's nest in your mouth? Should we just make our own like spin-off Jigsaw movie now? He's like, he's not Jigsaw, he's like Nature Man or something. He's just fucking Ranger Rick coming coming to theaters near you, and he just like kills people with like nature.
That's a good movie. I'd watch that. If anyone wants to fund our movie idea,
Send us money through the email.
yeah.
We only take cash.
Bitcoin's acceptable.
Dogecoin, GameStop stock,
That works too.
2019 called. They want their money back.
They can't have it.
Inflation dictates that they can't have it anymore.
Oh man. Jeez. If you had to choose one of our new torture methods to have like applied to yourself after committing a great crime, which one are you going with?
Iron Maiden.
Iron Maiden with
The
Cox.
Death from Bukkake. Yeah, that one.
That one.
That one.
All right. I think I'm gonna have to choose the monster trucks.
Mm.
You know, I think it'd be quick and easy, but
That'd be
like you
fun.
put on a show
Yeah, it'd be
for
entertaining.
children and parents alike.
All ages welcome. Actually, Monster Jam was rated for like
That's so stupid.
13, I think.
No.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
Why? Because toddlers can't handle big trucks.
I guess.
Just in case one fucked up and died.
It's loud.
I suppose. But they got earmuffs. I used to go to those things as a kid.
And then fucking the wheels come off and they shoot up into the stairs, kill like 800 people.
That would be wild. If one of those came off at like full speed, that'd be some fucking destruction right there.
Yeah, well, I went and see Monster Jam as a kid one time. They were in Minneapolis at the
Oh.
Metrodome. Yeah, when that was still a building. And
Yeah.
fucking, we've been waiting all day for Gravedigger to come out. And they were hyping Gravedigger up because they knew he was the best. So, like, all right, you waiting for him this whole time. Here comes Gravedigger. And we're like, oh my God, it's fucking Gravedigger. And he's like, run loud. And he hits the first jump and he goes up. And we're like, holy shit. It's like the highest any of the trucks have been all day.
Yeah.
Whoa! And he lands and he hits the ground and his front fucking wheel came off. And that was the end of the show.
See,
That was the fucking end of it. They're like, oh, that sucks. We took your money. Bye. Fuck.
see,
Wanted to see Gravedigger.
Did you ever go to Elko Speedway?
Mm-mm.
Well, there's this place called Elko Speedway. It's like a dirt track.
Dirt.
Yeah, and they'd have like buses come out and race, and like derby cars come out and race and stuff. They'd make them do figure eights, so like the track crossed in the center.
Oh,
And,
so you
like,
could hit each other.
Yeah, they were encouraging people to slam into each
Oh,
other.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so it was definitely nerve wracking. But they'd also have like monster trucks come out and shit, go off jumps and whatnot. I was young at the time when we'd go, and I did not like it that much because it was way too fucking loud. I was like, "Get me the fuck out of here!" Yeah,
What is in my ears?
yeah. Fond memories.
Went to
Having to leave early because Skylar's freaking out 'cause it's too loud.
I liked me and a buddy, we went with his dad and his uncle. We went to a tractor pull in Toma, Wisconsin. I guess it's a big deal. And I've
Yeah.
been to a tractor pull at my hometown. It was stupid as shit. They got these old tractors. They'd be like, "How torquey is your tractor?" And then we'd pull the weight
Oh yeah.
a little bit. They'd be like, "Wow, you did a good job." And that was like dumb. The tractor pull in Toma, Wisconsin was different. It was a drag race for home-built tractors that had to pull a weight. Yeah. Oh my God, that was fun. It was fucking loud as shit. We seen this because they had different weight classes. The tiny ones were fun to watch. They didn't go very far. But then we got to the heavy-duty shit. So like semi-trucks.
Yeah.
And like bigger tractors and shit would pull things. There was this guy made this one out of like 3 helicopter engines.
Where did he get them?
3 helicopters. Fucking, he didn't do very well. I think it burst into flames or something.
Dude,
exploded on the track. It was wild. That was a good time.
I'll have to show you a compilation after we're done recording. But they're similar things to what you're talking about, where they do the tractor pulls or the semi pulls.
Yeah.
And people build these like gigantic turbocharged diesel engines that pull out of like Peterbilts and forge them and stuff, and they just are moving an insane amount of power through those systems, and then they fucking explode. And when one of those is going full tilt and decides to blow up like a bomb, there's not much left of the vehicle after that. I was a car person in my younger days, so like a lot of my time on YouTube was like dedicated to watching car stuff and science stuff. So I watched quite a few videos of cars just fucking exploding. Or there's like dyno days where you bring your car to a mobile dyno, checks how fast, how much horsepower you're making, how much torque you're putting down.
Yeah.
And those failures are kind of funny too. Sometimes the straps that they put on the vehicle would fail, so the car would just shoot off the fucking dyno.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Or the car would fucking explode on the dyno. Those were always interesting to watch.
Explosions are always a good time.
Yeah, especially when they're things that aren't normally supposed to explode. Speaking of which, Keurigs used to do that. There's a huge recall on like the first generation Keurig.
Did we have one of the first gen ones?
I think we did for a
in
while.
our room. Yeah. Okay, that was the one that didn't work.
It didn't work, but yeah, they used to like fucking explode and burn people and whatnot. I remember that being on the news when I was a kid.
Jesus.
Let us know if you've ever had a Keurig explode.
Fucking Bojangle.
Or just anything that you've owned that has exploded that shouldn't have exploded. We'd love to hear about it.
I had a gun blow up on me one time.
Really?
Kind of.
Okay, tell that story, please.
Okay, so it was a kind of, right?
Yeah.
So I'm shooting my dad. He's got... No, okay. My dad owns still a bolt-action .22 rifle. Mm-hmm. So real tiny bullet. I was shooting it. I'm shooting my dad's rifle.
Not at your dad.
At paper targets and other people, not my dad. I was shooting it, and it came with like a 5-round magazine. You put the 5 rounds in it, you put it up underneath, and then you close the bolt forward and ka-choo, and then you work the action. Ka-choo. It's a bolt action. You got to manually engage it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And well, I had several rounds left in the magazine. And I closed the bolt, and I'm sitting there with the scope, and I pulled the trigger, and it made a funky sound. It went bang, but there was also more bang with it. It was louder than typical.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's funny. I opened the bolt back, and then I look, there's no magazine anymore. I'm looking around, I'm like, what the fuck? Did I accidentally, hit it with the fucking beanbags I was using the rest of the rifle on to come off?
Yeah.
It's in pieces below the gun, and there's smoke everywhere. And I'm like, oh. I am, to this day, not entirely certain what had happened, but I believe the round that I had fired may have had too much powder or something in it.
Yeah.
Like, just wasn't loaded properly and just exploded inside of the gun.
Nice.
Yeah. I'm lucky that there wasn't any, serious shrapnel because it was a low power cartridge, and I'm also lucky that the round didn't get lodged in the barrel because I just got a new magazine, put rounds down range, and it was fine. But yeah, that magazine, I think we eventually fixed it, but it blew to hell. And if that gun had been any bigger of a gun, I probably would have injured myself. Bolt actions, when they fail catastrophically like that, tend to kill people.
Oh,
so
oh my,
yeah, not grand. So It could have also been the magazine that
Yeah.
decided to fall apart then too. But I don't
Speaking
know.
of explosions, I've got a childhood story about that.
What you got?
I think I might have told you this a little
Oh, the
bit.
one with the you make your own.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So we learned one day in chemistry class or science class, I think it was around elementary
shit.
school
My chair's squeaky
kind of
again.
deal. Uh-oh. Stop squeaking.
God damn it.
Anyway, I'll tell a story if you want to go get the WD and
Yeah,
start
I suppose.
spraying stuff down.
God damn it.
Get a towel and soak it. Okay. Anyway,
Soak your nuts.
we were fairly young, and I think I'd say I was like maybe 10 or 11, and the rest of the people I was hanging out with were, 9 or 10 kind of deal. And it started out innocent with water bottles. We were putting vinegar in just like a water bottle, filling up a paper towel with baking soda, wrapping it up, shoving it down in there, taping the bottle shut, shaking it up, and just chucking it. And then it would swell up and go boom, right? And then we were like, we could make this bigger, like significantly bigger. So that was our mission. We ended up going to the gas station and buying gallons, several gallons of vinegar, and using those instead of water bottles. And when those would explode, it would shake the windows on the houses like across the neighborhood. We woke up one of the neighbor kids who was just taking a nap with one of those. I duct taped the thing shut and used an entire gallon of vinegar and like an entire box of fucking baking powder, shook it up, blew it off, made a big divot in the ground, and shook the windows of the neighborhood. We then read online that that was illegal, so we stopped doing it because technically they're called chemical bombs. That's what they're classified as. Now, we weren't packing them with like shrapnel. We weren't trying to hurt anybody. We were just trying to make a boom. And we made booms. Several booms. Several window shaking booms. Nobody was around. It was just a bunch of kids kind of doing this. Parents weren't there. I don't think they would have let us get away with this shit had they been there. So that was my bomb making experience as a child.
I've got one.
Ooh, John's also made bombs as a child.
Oh, well, not really. They were pre-made.
Pre-made
M80s
bombs.
and firecrackers and shit. But what we would
okay.
do is we would tape them to the roofs of Hot Wheels cars.
Oh,
And then
yeah,
we'd do a
yeah,
little
yeah.
demolition derby. We dug a hole in our neighbor's backyard. And we'd set the Hot Wheels cars up on the edge of the hole and we would push them down. And they would like run into each other, but we also lit the fuses at the same time. So it would be like light the fuse and let the car go and run. And then we'd wait and and there'd be like shits of plastic and little bits of metal that fly up. It's a good time. A couple of cars survived. All the paint was like burnt the fuck off, but
Yeah.
it was cool. Explosives is a fun time, always.
We had this one kid that we barely hung out with. He lived in like the neighborhood adjacent to ours, so like we didn't even know he existed for a while. But then we met him and started hanging out. He was kind of an asshole and we didn't like him that much. But his parents were loaded, and every time we went over there, he's like, help yourself to anything in the fridge. Drink as much pop as you want, eat as much of my food as you want. So we used the shit out of him, basically. Like, we'd come out and hang out with him just because we were hungry. Like, saying it now, it sounds fucked up. But
No,
at
but
the,
that's
at
what
the
you
time
do.
as a
That's
kid,
what you do.
we were just like, this is awesome. We found an unlimited food glitch. Fucking. His parents were loaded, and his family was loaded. They did end up losing all their money due to chronic gambling on the mom's side. They had to move away shortly after because of that. She was going to the local casino a little too much and betting the house on it, like that kind of crap. It was bad.
Jesus.
Mm-hmm. Gambling addiction. Don't fuck around with that shit.
Or do.
Yeah.
It's a free country after all.
The casinos will love you. They do. They treated her like a fucking queen. It was insane.
100%, yeah.
Free rooms, like week-long vacations. They just give it
For
to
the
her.
money that she was
Yeah.
spending, you would hope so.
No,
yeah.
exactly. So she was being fucking pampered too, and that just fueled the addiction. Then it got out of control. Then they had to move. But one year they stocked up on illegal fireworks because here in Minnesota, we are only allowed like the lamest fireworks known to mankind. Basically, sparklers and
Those fountain ones.
little ground ones that shoot like 3, 4, 5 feet in the air.
Yeah.
Pretty lame. So everybody in Minnesota just drives one state over to Wisconsin and buys like
the mortars,
like
Yeah.
artillery level shells. Yeah.
Boosh!
Thanks for
You're welcome.
making the sound effects for that. But they filled their garage with, I would guess, tens of thousands of dollars worth of like bombs. Okay. And us being kids, we're like, we can open up the packages and take them out and play with them in the farm field behind the house. And so we'd like take a bunch of them and shoot them off, bury them in the dirt, just because we're like, what happens if you take the bomb and you put it under the ground and then light it?
It blows
up the ground. Fuck you, earthworms. So, we did a lot of stupid stuff with that. We just steal fireworks.
There you go.
And light them in the farm field.
Stealing illegal explosives to explode.
As children. It was a good time.
Baller as fuck.
Yeah, no, that'll make you grow up real fast.
Especially
Thank
when you
God.
blow off your nuts.
Yes, thank God nobody actually got hurt. We were like intelligent enough to know that these things are dangerous. They might be fun, but they're dangerous. Nobody was like, I'm gonna try and shoot one out of my hands.
I'm gonna try and hold an M80 in my hands when it blows up.
Yeah. Good times. Good times.
You ever do those fucking firework attack things where you guys would each have Roman candles and then like shoot them at each other?
My dad did that. He told us stories about doing that.
Yeah.
It's like, don't. You'll get burnt
Right.
really bad.
My little brother was holding a Roman candle above him and he shot it, but a bunch of the powder shit got into his eyes. Yeah. That was a fun 4th of July. The motherfucker was upset for several
Yeah.
days.
We used to go to Duluth for like the 4th of July most years because it's like one of the cheaper vacations you can take in Minnesota.
At the time.
Yeah.
Not so much these days.
Anyway, they have a huge 4th of July celebration, and there were many years where like you'd be sitting out there watching fireworks, and some parent would give their little like toddler or like really young one like a sparkler.
Yeah.
Those big fat fucking sparklers. And they'd run around and swinging at each other and have sword fights with each other and crap. And you're just like, one of them is going to get really fucking hurt or burn a bystander because they're like swinging the shit around. Like, that's not fire that's coming off the end of the stick, you know? Wild shit. We watched people set the ground on fire, like, in front of hotels and crap because
hell
they
yeah.
were fucking around. Like, it's good times.
As it was 4th of July, and I was hanging out with some friends, some people that I no longer hang out with, and we were watching the fireworks. In Wanamingo, we went down, seen the fireworks, and they were shooting, and we was having a good time. We were parked on this dirt road. A bunch of people were, and the van next to us burst into flames.
Oh my God. I've got
Not from fireworks. We have no idea why. They must have just kept it running and overheat, or I don't know. But the engine burst into flames and they popped the hood. And right then and there, I realized that there's 3 kinds of people in this world. Because when it popped, our group was divided into 3 groups, right? There was 2 guys that immediately ran towards the fire to like put it out or whatever.
Yeah.
It wasn't our van. It was some random people's vans. Then there was the group of people, most of the people, that ran away in terror. They're like, oh my God, it's a fire.
Yeah.
And then there was me, who just stood there like, cool.
You're
3 groups of
you're
people.
a freezer.
Three. I didn't freeze. I was just like,
Yeah.
freezing would be like, You know,
Yeah,
I was
mean,
like,
but you didn't fight and you didn't flight. You
is
froze.
that frozen? I didn't
Yeah.
feel frozen. It just
You
didn't
were just
apply to me.
standing there watching in awe. That's the same thing.
I guess. I mean,
it doesn't have to be paralyzed by fear. You just didn't move. You froze.
I guess.
Yeah, I had a similar experience.
I didn't feel cold.
My
The van was on fire.
We went to Michigan for a vacation
Yeah.
one year, and we were looking. Again, it was around the 4th of July. We always went on our family vacations around the 4th of July. And so we went to go find fireworks. And we found some fireworks on this like beach. There was a lake, and there was a small little barge. It was like out in the middle of the lake launching off those big ass fireworks or whatever.
Yeah.
The finale starts going. It's going just launching shit off. And then all of a sudden the barge starts on fire in the middle of the lake. And we watched it burn and sink in the middle of the lake. They had no way to put out the fire. So the end of the fucking show was just this flaming boat in the middle of a lake. I was like, fuck, that's how they should end it every goddamn
year,
time.
Just build
Like,
a barge out of wood.
just some fucking pallets.
For
dude.
real.
Send
That's
it out.
awesome.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Fucking
We're like,
people
wow.
are jumping off.
No, there was it was all like rope, like electronically controlled or
That's
whatever.
really funny though.
But we were like, oh, the show's over. They're launching them fast, and then the boat caught on fire, and we're like, oh, never mind. There's a bonus show.
Then you realize that the boat's got like a gas engine or something that's got a tank on it, and that goes, and the whole thing is just.
It would be cool if that's what happened, but that is not what happened.
No, it just burst into
It
flames.
ate a
sunk
hole
sadly.
in the boat, and then the boat went to the bottom of the lake. It was a barge. It wasn't even a boat. It was just this like floating
Flat.
rectangle
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
middle of the water.
That's funny.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Do you have any Halloween stories that you'd like to share over the years of Halloweening? Being that that's the time of the year we're approaching.
I don't know. I mean, every year my family does on my mom's side, a Halloween party. There's always a theme. This year it's like throwback costumes.
Oh, okay.
Last year I didn't go, but we were supposed to dress up as people, like famous people. My uncle dressed up as me. And fucking yeah, this year it's throwback. So me and my cousin, I found old picture when we was real little kids. We were wearing specific costumes. She was wearing a chicken outfit. I was wearing a night costume, but I had like sweatpants and shit on.
Yeah.
We decided that we're gonna go as that. So I gotta get a night costume. I gotta get the sweatpants. I already got the sweatshirt that I'm gonna wear. Like it was like one of them sweaters that was like it didn't have a hood, you know, one of them ones people used to wear. Nobody wears them anymore.
Sweater.
Regular ass sweater. I don't
Yeah.
fucking like regular ass sweaters, so I don't wear regular ass sweaters. But I guess as a child, I wore regular ass sweaters all the time. So yeah, that's what we're doing. I'm trying to think here.
I've got one. I can tell what you think.
Yeah,
Maybe it will inspire something in your brain.
Mayhaps.
We had a family that lived at the end of our like cul-de-sac, so it wasn't really part of the cul-de-sac. It was like the end of it. The wife in that household worked at Nestle, and so she would like take product from work and give it out for Halloween and stuff. One year, I vividly remember because it was funny as shit. Me and my brother and my dad and like a couple other neighborhood boys went over to their house, and they weren't home. They just had a bin of stuff sitting on the front porch, and it said like take one of each. And in there was this tube with like a spray cap on it. There was a packet of hot chocolate mix and then some regular candy. So we went up, we all got our tube, we got our hot chocolate mix, and we got our candy. We're walking away. It's pitch black outside, and my brother's like, what is this tube? I'm like, maybe it's that spray candy that you spray in your mouth. He's like, yeah, that's probably right. So he uncaps it, sprays it in his mouth, like, and then immediately just starts going, like almost throwing up on the ground because you know what that fucking tube was?
Spray paint.
Hand sanitizer. Who gives out hand sanitizer on Halloween?
To children.
To children. So, yeah, that was fucking wild. And then here's the other plot twist. The next day, we're hanging out at the neighborhood, and the same kids that we went with, we were hanging out with. We go and we're looking at the Nestle packets of hot chocolate that we were given. They were fucking expired by like half a year. This bitch gave out hand sanitizer tubes and expired hot chocolate on Halloween.
Motherfuckers was not prepared. Motherfuckers was not prepared at all.
What the fuck? But yeah. Oh, I got another one.
I got one.
You got one?
Yeah.
All right, we'll go back and forth.
My neighborhood used to be crazy for trick-or-treaters, and it still is. But
Yeah.
back in the day, my house was on the end of the block. There wasn't any constructions past it, no other houses. We were at the end of the block. There was one street light and then just a cornfield. So it was dark as fuck. So people usually didn't come trick-or-treating here. Those that did, we had a plan. What we would do is we could see them coming from a ways away before they could like see us, or like we had a window or something that was just in the right place. So what we would do is we had my dad dress up as a scarecrow, and he'd sit out on our bench on our porch with a bowl of candy in his lap.
Shit.
He'd wait,
Yeah.
and then some poor little kids would come up, "Oh, candy," and he'd go, "Bah!" Scared
That's
the
awesome.
fucking shit out of them. Oh, it was
Yeah.
a good time. One year I did it.
Mhm.
It was a good time. I got
Oh, I
another
believe
story
you.
similar.
Okay.
Buddies did a Halloween thing, my buddy, and they're like, "We need help." Like his parents were like, "We need help doing this." We kind of got like a haunted house type thing going. The decorations were fucking crazy. It was cool.
Some
And-
people go hard for
but-
Halloween.
Yeah, I love that shit. It's great. But they were going. They were big duck hunters and goose hunters, so they had duck blinds,
Mm-hmm.
and we had set a pair of them up in their leaf pile. And we were waiting for people to walk up on the driveway, and we'd pop out of the fucking goose blinds. It scared the shit out of people as it came up.
It was me and my brother turned into like teenagers. Stopped going trick or treating. We had a big ass bush that was like right on the corner of like where the door is. You'd walk up and there's like a one step, the door, and like in the corner there's this big bush. The front looked healthy. The back end of it completely dead. So we'd climb up in there and hide in the pocket and wait for people to come, and then we'd jump out and go, rah! And they'd spill their candy, and then we'd pick up the candy that they
Oh, you
spilled because
dicks.
they ran away.
Raiders.
Instead of trick-or-treating, we got our candy a different way. My other story that I thought of before you started talking about scaring the shit out of people
Yeah.
was one year, me and my brother decided to go as Star Wars people. I'm not a big Star Wars person, but at the time, it was like the coolest shit in the world, you know? And so I had a fucking lightsaber and was dressed up like Luke Skywalker or some shit like that. And we went to this one house, pulled up, everybody hopped out of the car, and there was this other family of people that were there at the same house. And the dad, who had clearly been drinking, like there's no way in hell this guy wasn't drunk as fuck, like decided, he was also dressed up as a Star Wars person. He like whipped out his lightsaber and he's like, "Oh, you want a duel?" And I was like, I've been waiting for this day my entire life, you know. He started just slapping me. I was going to kill this man. I started just beating the shit out of his legs over and over. My dad had to yell at me like, "Stop!" We were fighting to the death. It was not.
They were lightsabers.
This was not a friendly battle. Like, I was hitting this man as hard as I could over and over again. Yeah.
I got a lightsaber fighting story.
In front of some random person's house. Just beating the shit out of a grown man who wasn't ready for the viciousness.
Pulls out a gun, gats you down in your fucking Luke Skywalker.
No, he started
costume.
going, whoa, and like backed off because he knew he couldn't hit me full force, but I could hit him full force over and over.
Want a duel? Sure. The one fucking Down syndrome straight ass kid. I
I don't have Down syndrome. Got something adjacent to that.
Yeah, okay. Adjacent, parallel,
Another universe.
perpendicular.
Of retardation.
I fucking got a lightsaber story.
Yeah.
Fucking this on Halloween related, but that same friend I went and visited in North Dakota.
Mhm.
I can't remember the exact. I think it was her high school graduation party. It must have been. We was there, and they're big Star Wars nerds. My family was big Star Wars nerds too.
Yeah.
So, but they were even bigger. They had those like competition lightsaber, dueling lightsabers that they buy, the real fancy ones. You could actually like whack and shit, and they wouldn't like explode.
Yeah.
And so they brought those out, and they were having a fight. I'm like, oh, I want to join, but I didn't have a lightsaber. So they also have this mega squirt gun collection. I got the biggest one I could find, and I come around the corner, and they're all just standing there with their lightsabers, and they're like, fucking parry this, fucking casuals, just hosing people down.
Yeah.
That's my lightsaber story.
Great story.
Thank you.
Yeah. Me and my brother had lightsabers. We'd fight our dad. Our dad was better than us. He'd like wait for an opening and then swat us with it. We'd get so pissed. We're like, how does he do it? He's a fucking wizard. Like,
He's a Jedi.
we can't beat him. You know, like he's outmaneuvering us at every step. Yeah, we did that a lot. Then we had those Nerf weapons.
Yeah, and
They discontinued them. I don't know why. That was the littest shit in the world.
Yeah, it was.
These big ass, like, fucking foam Excalibur ass
Fucking Claymore.
motherfuckers.
Yeah, they discontinued them
The
because
shield
kids are
and
pussies.
the axes. I know.
Kids are
We gotta
pussies.
make a line of those.
I remember
ourselves,
getting
yeah.
bullied and beaten half to death with those things. It was always a good time.
Loved it.
A good time.
We'd have straight up medieval wars at the neighbor's house. Everybody had them.
Yeah.
And start it in different corners.
Yeah.
My weapon of choice is I had this one that was like, it was two swords,
I know
but then you could
Yep.
twist them together into one mega sword, like two-sided Darth Maul fucking sword thing.
Yep.
That was my weapon of choice, and I fucked kids up because they couldn't take two swords. And if I felt like I was losing, I'd click them together and I'd grab the blade. Now I've got a really long poker, you know, just stab them with it, or I'd fucking overhand just chuck it at people.
Yeah. Spears. Yes, sir.
Yeah, that was awesome. I want to buy another one just to have it.
I have a bunch.
No, I want my original, like, click
Yeah.
it together, fresh in the package.
I kept
Yeah, hang it
got-
on my wall.
mine that I had was just one of the standard blue-handled swords.
Yeah.
Well, there's just really
The
kind of
claymores or whatever.
well, that's just the regular sword. The claymore was like huge, but like
Yeah.
just the regular ass one-handed sword.
Okay.
And fucking, I had that thing for so long. I got into those Nerf war fights all the time with my neighbor kids,
Hmm.
and fucking, I decided to name the sword. I don't remember what I named it, but I had a sheath and everything I made for it out of like a big old like wrapping paper cardboard tube roll, you know, a leather string. So I tied it to myself, and I named the sword. And then after each one of those battles, I would mark a tally to how many kills I got. The fucking thing was like covered. I was really good at decking like toddlers who didn't know what the fuck was going on.
Yeah. Everyone I played with was like of my age,
Mhm.
like near there, so it got heated, you know?
Yeah.
Like, we were out for blood. Good time.
Yeah, I was always the oldest in
It
the
makes-
neighborhood, so I bullied kids.
Yeah. Yeah. Have you ever seen LARPing?
Yeah,
Live action role.
yeah, yeah.
Dude, that looks like fun. I don't know that I'd ever do it, like, unless I knew somebody that was already like ingratiated
Right.
and they were like, come do this. But dude, as an adult, to relive just beating the fuck out of people with foam weapons, that sounds like so much fun.
Do they use foam weapons?
Yes.
Oh, they do. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. And you can be whatever. You can be like an archer, and the archers they'll take regular ass bows.
You put little foam things.
They'll put tennis balls on the end, and so
Ah,
they'll
yeah,
like
yeah.
shoot you with a tennis ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like no, it's a full on war. There's like mages and shit too that can like res you, or they can do like fireballs, and it's literally just like
A tennis ball.
a tennis ball with like fucking flames on it, and they throw it at you or whatever. Like get a party and just go raiding. Come on, man. That
We-
sounds great.
We could do that. I know Brett would probably be
Oh.
into that. He's cringe.
You don't even have to be cringe. It's just the fun.
I
of
wouldn't do it
beating-
sober.
No,
I wouldn't admit that I did it
No.
sober. I would say that. I wouldn't admit to having done it sober.
No,
I'd totally do it.
eat a fistful of mushrooms and
I-
go beat the
dude,
shit out of
fucking-
berserker.
No, I'd totally. That would be fun.
Yeah,
But I would wear a costume that didn't make sense.
yeah.
Like a Power Ranger outfit. You know? Just something that didn't really fit.
Our whole group just dressed up as different rangers.
Hmm.
No, but like usually, it's
Can I
like
be the white Power Ranger for reasons?
only if you wear a Klansman hat.
In that case, I won't be the Black Power Ranger.
Black Power Ranger
Yeah.
with the Klansman hat.
Confusing.
You'll win every interaction because the people will see you and be like, "Wait, that does not compute."
Ah.
Yeah, no, it always looked like a lot of fun. When I was in high school, I had some nerdy friends that were like, "We should do this," but we never actually found anybody.
Mm.
I did encounter people LARPing one time while I was working at the Y. We went to some, I think it was Minnehaha Falls.
Yeah.
And we were walking around on the trails and shit. And the same day that we were there were people that were like LARPing, that were dressed up in like full gear and
Oh,
whatnot.
shit.
And we kept encountering them. And the kids were like, "Why the fuck are there wizards here?" You know?
Wizards and knights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was pretty awesome. It's a good ass time.
I guess. Well, I'm actually gonna be probably doing a LARP.
What?
Not the fantasy
officially,
LARPs. No,
but
no,
like-
not a fantasy LARP. Airsoft military simulation.
Oh, okay.
So they're kitted out all in modern LARPing gear, I guess,
Sure,
rather than
yeah.
fantasy shit. That's what I'll be doing.
I don't care. I wanna someday, you know.
You know, if they nuke the planet, we can do that all the time. You can wear your wizard outfit. Nobody will care. Why you dressed like a fucking wizard? The radiation gods. I'm the rad wizard. Wooga booga booga booga.
No, I'm going back to my roots. Double sword, fucking people up.
Hell yeah.
Distract you with this one while I'm stabbing you with the other one, relentless.
Did you get a couple of them swords though? Like for real?
Yeah, yeah.
And then devise a mechanism to click them. You could do it. You could just buy 2 of them.
Yeah,
Yeah, just do it.
straight up.
Just do it.
Find it on eBay.
Just do it.
Can't imagine it's more than $50.
Hmm.
You know?
Oh, you know what's a good website for swords?
Tell the people. He doesn't remember.
I think
You'll
it's
have to
called.
Look it up.
You give me like 30 seconds, I can make it up.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
Who the fuck
It was
is
a lot of fun. If you've never like had a medieval duel where you and your buddies just like got some foam swords or some PVC swords, I think a lot of the time that's what they make them out of. The core is PVC, and then the rest of it's like expanding foam, and you like wrap it with hockey tape or whatever. Things like that. Highly recommend. I remember one time when I was
Got it.
Oh,
Cult of Athena is a sword shop online.
like real swords or
Yep.
fake swords?
Real fucking swords. I'll show you some of them.
Like Renfest shit.
Yeah. Let me pull up. I'm just gonna type in a Claymore.
One
Continue.
time, I think this was like the first or second year when we were in high school. My buddy had a party at his house, and we got there, and there really wasn't a plan in place. They weren't very great at planning things, so we kind of just had to make shit up as we went while we were there. We played some like Mario Party and like multiplayer games, but then we also got into his stash of like foam weapons, and we had like a one-on-one duel where it was like elimination style in his backyard.
Oh shit, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, we like stood in a circle around the people that were fighting, and it was like if you got hit in the leg, you couldn't use your leg anymore.
Yeah,
You had to
yeah.
hop around. If you got
Standard operating procedure.
yeah, if you got hit in the arm, you couldn't use your arm, but like you could have a fight with just people. And there was this one kid that was just ungodly fit. he was a rock climber. Like, that's what he did every day of the week, was like he went rock climbing because his parents were loaded, and like this was his hobby.
Jesus.
He could do like backflips and crazy shit. He was just like hyper athletic. It was me and him. We were like the last man standing kind of deal.
Yeah.
He fucked me up. He was just quicker than me, like, at the end of the day. But it was a lot of fun. I remember I got fucking whacked in the face, like, directly. We didn't have shit on. I just got fucking knocked the fuck out. Just poof. I fell to the ground. Not actually knocked out, but he struck me right in the face. And then immediately was like, oh shit, that was an accident. Are you okay? Blah, blah, blah. Like, it's like, yeah, I'm fine. What the fuck was that for? Yeah, on the inside, for sure. But
you know what we used to do instead of those one-on-one matches, which fucking I wish I knew was a thing. Like, that's a good idea.
yeah.
I want to do one now.
Mhm.
What we would do was we'd throw all the weapons just out in the field, and we would all stand in a circle around the weapons and run in.
Oh, Hunger Games
Yeah.
style?
Yeah, gladiatorial fucking Hunger Games style cornucopia shit. It was fun. Yeah, it was a good time. Here's the swords.
Oh,
I
shit.
just typed in Claymore. Look at that shit. They're like legitimate.
Wow, they're not even that expensive either.
It was
I mean, some of
$700.
them are, but
Yeah.
the first one was. The first one was only like $100.
Look at him, motherfucker. Oh, goddamn. Okay, I'm trying. It doesn't matter. You can.
You're good.
Cult of Athena, Cult with a K. They sell swords. We're not sponsored. Never. At all. Never.
We've never
So,
been sponsored.
No.
But look at how helpful I was right here.
I know. I see that.
Yeah.
Because we're at the end of the episode,
We're
ladies and
getting close,
gentlemen.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we just going to call it here now since we're ready?
I think so.
Do we have anything else to talk about?
No, I think we talked about.
Skin your relatives alive. They won't see it coming.
What are we going
Can I
to
say
war
that? We're going to war with fucking Nerf for discontinuing those fucking Nerf swords.
Yeah. What's
For real.
wrong with you?
Yeah.
Are you afraid of fun?
Childhood CTE? Pussies?
All
All right, we got to plug our socials.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah, there'll be a card at the end of this. We fucking made a card
Yeah.
to be inserted into the video that tells you what all the socials
Yeah,
are.
we have an
Fuck
intro and an outro now. We're moving up in the world.
Let's fucking go. All right, find us on YouTube at Counterfeit Intelligence. So we have fixed the spelling. So you could probably actually find it by spelling intelligence, right?
Yeah.
Find us on Twitter or X at Counterfeit Intelligence or at CI Pod Official.
Capital CIP, capital O.
Boom, bang, bobbity doo. Find us on Facebook at Counterfeit Intelligence.
Instagram, we're just Counter Intel Podcast. No caps at all, no spaces either.
TikTok, Counterfeit Intelligence, all lowercase, no spaces. You'll see that on the card at the end of the video.
True,
Because
if
we're
you can read
productive.
and you're watching it not via podcast form, you'll be able to see it.
Yo.
Our goal is to this week get our first kind of like TikTok out and then
TikTok.
throw that out on just about everything.
Yo.
So
We'll
YouTube
try.
Shorts, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all of those should be getting our first kind of little clip. Please share it with your friends. If you know anybody that listens to content like ours that's just stupid in nature and entertainment, feel free to send it to them. Word of mouth is going to be our best friend for growing the channel. We appreciate it.
What
Thanks
their
for
mouse
listening.
do? Show us.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. I guess that's everything. Goodbye,
We're signing
people.
off.
Next
Bye-bye.
week.
Oh,
Next week
Yeah,
is going to be
yeah.
a good one. That's our Halloween episode because Halloween's on a fucking Tuesday this year.
disclaimer.
So we can't film on Halloween.
Yep.
Instead, we're going bar hopping. That'll be a good time.
Yep. We're going to have some fun.
Yeah, so next week's the Halloween episode. Ceremoniously, the Halloween episode.
And then our post-Halloween episode will let you know about our escapades and
Yeah.
whatnot. We will be carving pumpkins.
Pumpkins!
We're going to try and make conversation and cut some holes in some fucking,
Fruit.
I guess.
They're fruit.
I think they're berries,
Yeah,
actually.
berries is a fruit.
Yeah. Fuck you. All right. Bye-bye.
Adios.
Counterfeit Intelligence Podcast.